Man, can you blame all these recent deaths on rap music? Fuck no. Not at all. Not one bit. But you could blame it on a whole lot of other shit. You could blame it on the music industry. You could blame this shit on the social media, on the media industry. You could blame that shit on this mass poverty. You could blame it on the financial crisis. You could blame it on the fact that the government that robbed us keeps paying everybody but us. You could blame it on the Jim Crow mindset. These guys walk right past the liquor store, the check cashing, the bank, several other places with 100,000 or better cash in it, ready to be taken and insured to go rob another poor black man for some shit that they not even gonna get the money for. Let's say you rob a rapper with a customized chain that's worth 100,000. Even if you got a fence, he can't even give you 50 cents on the dollar because he gotta scrap this immediately. So what is it worth? You end up getting like 2 cents on the dollar, 3 cents on the dollar for a murder? Come on. And then let's be honest, a lot of these rappers is getting fucked on their jewelry. What I mean by getting fucked, I mean they overpaying. So they can tell you, yeah, it costs 100,000, but truth be told, I can go on 6th Street and get that same piece he said 100,000 for 10,000. Maybe even a better one. That's just the facts of life, man. I'm like sick of this shit. It's a whole lot of things to blame. My number one thing I would blame is the parenting. See, with my job, I bump into a whole lot of families. Whole lot of parents, whole lot of parenting. Kids that steal or kids that rob either had everything given to them or nothing at all ever given to them. It's always one or the other. And where does that fall on? The fucking parent. I know I was supposed to quit these today, but we gonna make it tomorrow. You say, Juan, why you blame the parents? Why you blame the parents, Juan-o? I'll explain it to you. I'm at work earlier on my 9 to 5. Well, really, it's like a 9 to 9. And I get a call from another person in the neighborhood. Hey, you know what's happening on such and such street? Something going on. I think it involves some kids. I pay it no never mind. The first story I heard was one kid shot another kid, which is bad enough, but these little boys ain't got shit else to offer. They daddy ain't doing shit, and they mama allow it, because some of them, it is a man in the crib. Well, it's a male in the crib, but what he doing with his masculinity, I do not fucking know, other than giving kids access to guns. So I thought it was a kid shooting a kid, you know, in one of them type of situations, but it wasn't. I get around there, and it's a little girl, it's a little brother and a little sister. Been left in the house by theyself, by their mama, out smoking, doing whatever the fuck it was she was doing. One shot the other, or one shot herself. However, the lady across the street break in the door, try to save the little girl. 2 ladies from 2 different houses trying to do what they can, work together, one on the phone, one on the child. Child didn't make it. Mama pulled up 20 minutes later. So on and so forth. Now, what's wrong with that picture? I'll tell you what's wrong with that picture. See, I know specifically that it's a father paying child support for them kids who has no say-so, no control, barely no access to them kids. But the mama get a check for them, she not working. Why she ain't at home? All that control, why they can't be with their daddy? But to keep the control and the check, them kids got to sit in that house by themselves. And then look what happened. Now, this is going on everywhere. Women have complete control over raising these kids and what they do with the money that us and the government give them. And we have absolutely no say-so. And then the kid who's been denied access to male leadership grows up and does shit like what happened to PNB Rock. And then us men look at each other and say we got to do better. What the fuck can we do when our hands is tied? Because you correct one of these little niggas, you on your way to jail. You correct one of these mothers, you on your way to jail. You whoop a kid, you on your way to jail. Everything that we can do to make this better or different, our fucking hands is tied. Straight up. My son's mother teaches him bad habits coincidentally. Bad habits that she don't want him to pick up, that she complains to me about him having. So when I try to institute change, you know what she does as soon as I leave? Deviates from the plan. You know what happens a month later? Now she ready to bust him in the face complaining about what he doing, but totally forgetting like, yo, baby, if you didn't disregard what I said, then he'll already be on the program. But since you can't respect the respect, how is he gonna respect it? And that's why these kids think it's cool to go rob somebody who worked their ass off for $100,000 worth of shit, knowing goddamn well they barely gonna get 1,000 out the cut if they get away. Life has no value to them. So that means your life has no value to them. And where they learning that at home? Every time they hear their mama say, excuse me, I ain't got no lashes. Or every time they open their Facebook page and granny shaking her ass on that motherfucker, how the fuck you gonna respect yourself? You can't blame that on rap, man. Like, look at this bitch right here. This a mother. Having a party outside, talking all kind of shit. Kids inside. You hear how loud this bitch is? Now, how you think her son's gonna grow up to act? I'll wait. But when they daddy show up to get them or to lay down the law, it's over. He can't say shit. And then this bitch get the fool on him. So I ask you, what good is being an upstanding man worth when you get treated like this and there's no respect for you? That's why these kids don't even try. They see how us regular upstanding men get challenged, and they like, fuck it, I'll just go rob one of them. Shit. One of our bitches gonna fuck them anyway. I promise you that. So it's like he really ain't losing. So I do get their mind state, even though it's stupid, it does make sense. And that's where the problem come in at. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not about to walk past the bank, the liquor store, the check cash, the fucking Rolex store to go rob a nigga. I ain't about to do that. I ain't about to do that at all. I don't know what's going on with you guys, but I'm going to share this with you. Dig. It's so many ways to make a lot of money being dishonest legally. Why would you ever commit a crime?